Willkommen zurück bei Let's Play Together. Eis.
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together.
Das Ding ist heiß gelaufen.
Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
What the fuck? Geht schon mit Sterben los. Ich sterbe hier wie Alltagsfliege. Ausweichen müssen.
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
Bei Lucky Luke ist Emmett der Große. Die anderen zwei sind die Bösen. Ich kann nie mehr Lucky Luke schauen.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
Was ist da jetzt los?
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy. Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Oh, da ist schon der Gatling Gun. Das kann nichts Gutes heißen.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above, so I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Oh je. Na doch, also.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge. What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Dynamit, ja?
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Doch, und keine Kopfschütteln.
Good punch, you boy. This asshole don't know who he...
Unglaublich. Kann ich gut nehmen. Ja. Irgendwo. Verdammt.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Damn him! How you like that? You just hit your match.
Ja, dich, oder? Okay, ist gut, oder? Yay! Ein Ding voll. Wie ist der mal? LOL!
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Oder? Was passiert? Der war... Oh, das Geheimnis.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in,
Nein.
guns a-blazing to help?
Oh, was jetzt? Erzählt er jetzt die Geschichte? What?
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that? He's out of that son of a... Got cover! Retreat! Retreat! Get out here! Everybody! Ready to meet your maker. He'll kill us all! You'll die for that! You hear me? Blow your damn head off! It's time to...
Nugget ruft mich. Weit unten rum? Ja, muss er doch reingehen. Oh.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left, and I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Damn you! Too damn close! Get this done!
Fuck.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Bis zum
Who was
nächsten Mal.
he? The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean.
Bis zum nächsten Mal.